Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, the 25th of March, 2021. Glad to have you guys here. Now, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here. Take a look at what's going on. You know, there's a ship stuck. Well, you guys probably heard this in the news. There's a ship stuck in the Suez Canal, and it's blocking $10 billion worth of goods every day from getting through the Suez Canal. You know, well, we've had supply side distribution problems that's been happening, that's been undergoing, that for a while now. But this is a big one because when you block $10 billion worth of goods every day, on the other end of that side of that coin is supply side for an awful lot of goods that just aren't going to get to market in time. It's a big supply side issue. And so they're trying to move this ship as fast as they can. But its bow is like stuck in, like it's completely crossed, completely blocked off the canal. One side, the bow is stuck into the side of the ground, and they got an excavator there, and they're trying to dig earth away, trying to get the earth underneath it. But you got to get the earth that's underneath the ship down underneath the water out of there, because the ship is stuck on that. And so now they're talking about removing containers. But, removing containers when you're in port is an easy thing to do. A big crane already set up there, and you swing the crane out over, and you lift up take the containers off. That's what's meant to do at the port. They've got it all set up for that. But in the middle of the Suez Canal, they don't have hoists and everything all set up to remove containers. So I'm thinking to myself, hey, this might take days to get set up to try to take some weight off the ship to get it off of that. And you know how much a big cargo ship like that, the weight is absolutely unbelievable, how big and heavy and what a big size ship this is. So there's 150 boats that are backlogged in behind this thing, and they can't get through to get to port. This is going to translate in the next number of weeks down the line. Maybe something that you're wanting to buy or something, from Amazon might be on one of those ships that's backlogged right now and can't get through. So the efforts are resuming to free the ship. Authorities began working again to free the vessel Thursday morning after halting it for the night. The Egyptian Canal Authority said. He wasn't. He was speaking on condition of anonymity, as he wasn't authorized to speak to journalists. He says so far dredgers have tried to clear silt around the massive ship, tugboats nudging it, and the vessel alongside trying to gain momentum from the shore. At least one back digging machine dug into the canal's sandy banks trying to free the ship. I think the real key is going to come when they can take some weight off. But, like I say, what are they going to have to do? Set up some sort of a temporary crane? This could be difficult. It could take a little while. We're going to have to wait and see. Let's take a look today at the silver price. We had this awful big dipsy doodle down in the price of silver. Do you know it went down all the way down to like 24.40, kudos for anybody who's able to obtain physical using these spot prices as a. I know that there is a premium, but still, when you get the spot price drop down below $25 into 24.40, and that's going to still reflect upon the premiums. It makes the price cheaper when you pay the full price for an ounce of silver. And some people probably got in and got some of that, when it was down at its bottom. Anyway, so $25 today for silver, right on the button. Take a look at gold. $17.35 for gold. It's up $1.50 on the day so far. So we've had a lot of volatility today in the gold and silver markets. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency today and see what it's doing. We're looking at 1609 billions. which is down for cryptocurrency. It's almost ready to drop down below $50,000, $50,989. Ray Dalio come out, and he said that governments will probably, he didn't say they would, but he kind of hinted at that they could ban Bitcoin, Now, myself, I don't think that's going to happen. That's just my opinion. But Ray Dalio, he's a very qualified investor, and people are frightened that that's what could happen, And yes, I have to admit, there is a possibility that could happen. But anyway, some bearish sentiments come into this marketplace, over the past few days. With Bitcoin, bearish sentiment always seems to go away after they forget about what the bearish sentiment was, So a week or two goes by and they forget about whatever was bearish about it, And then it starts to turn bullish again. I've seen this so many times, I remember all the way back, to Mount Gox, when Mount Gox was going under, and the Bitcoin price really, it suffered really bad when Mount Gox went down years ago. Okay, so let's move on and let's take a look at the Dow Jones today. 199 points down on the Dow. It's 32,220. So the Dow is suffering a little bit today too. It seems like everything's suffering except the dollar today, Let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil is off $3.60. It's 57.58. That's a pretty big drop in crude. That's 5.88%. That's a pretty good sized drop in the price of crude oil. Let's take a look now at the MOVE index. 60.71 today, and the MOVE index is actually going down a little bit. Not much so. It's hanging in there around 60%. Now let's take a look at bonds and rates. We're looking at the very long end of the yield curve rising just a little bit. The 20-year and the 30-year, but all the rest are falling. We're looking at the 10-year at 1.61 right now. It's taking some of the pressure off because, it was starting to get up pretty high, These bonds, the yields were getting up pretty high there a week or so ago, Now, they've come back down a little bit. Let's take a close analysis of the 10-year. We'll load the chart here. Let me pull out on this. You can see it's dropped off some. There's almost like an average here of the speed it was going up, And you can see this drop off is just about, if it goes any lower, it's going to break through that movement to the upside, Okay, let's take a look at the US dollar index now. And we're looking at 92.76, and we see it's kind of choppy, but we see overall today the dollar is going up. 92.75 right now. So we got strength in the dollar right now. The markets have all turned a little bit bearish, and I think that most of it revolves around the long end of the yield curve rising over the past number of weeks, has put bearish sentiment into the market. Gonna have to see what the long end of the yield curve does early this month coming. I tend to think that the Fed is not going to allow these yields to rise anywhere significantly. They've stated that in their mandate, that they're going to reassert themselves as far as keeping bond yields low, especially on the short end, And so I can't see them letting it rise it can rise a few basis points, but I don't see them letting it rise full percentage points up on the long end of the yield curve. I don't see that happening. I don't think they'll let that happen. As far as what we call normalize, I don't think they're going to allow yields to normalize. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. You guys have a great day out there. Bye-bye.